Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Evening.
Do you guys know by any chance if sir is still going to give the test? Did anybody appeal to him?
I'm saying that consider some alternative. Probably put it off until people start out their business. So
Oh, okay, because I am not ready.
just I go see if him actually pull through with whatever I'm saying.
All right. Thank you.
I mean already I practice.
Like I know, for the students who haven't yet started it themselves, the campus going to facilitate them on Saturday.
Not sure, no.
I remember
Normally,
mine is
normally if
working people.
normally if they do, they are normally send out an email saying that the accounts department are wherever with that open over the weekend.
Okay.
But you can still you can try different thing.
I'm not asking for me, I was just thinking about that fellow classmates. Seeing that they're
Oh,
working.
yeah. But it might have well the ask the day, cause you know, for who do admin communication miss putting it off until Monday, so some must use this time to sort out whatever. So I don't think she gonna push back the test from Monday again.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Baxter, why you crying? Got some bad news? Kenneth?
Yeah.
He's asking why you crying if you got some bad news.
Yeah.
You're the one that sent the crying face emoji, so I was wondering what happened.
Oh, the exam yesterday.
We're still doing it today.
We have tests. We never get that memo there.
Thought it was pushed back.
It wasn't confirmed, so I assume it's
Okay.
Mr. Richards convinced sir, since he is the top student in class.
There's nothing in Canvas.
Yeah, Mr. Shan was was the first lecturer that was aware of what was happening. So I don't want to think that we get some leeway, but let's see.
Yeah, because I think if I left and even half of the class.
What was that?
No, may I say the students in the class currently is less than half of the class.
I don't want to think it would be pushed back, man. But again, let us see.
What's the normal numbers for this class?
It's like 21, 22, you know.
Like 19 to, yeah.
Repeat. But in a hear from sir.
So let's go and join, man. Just make sure you have the camera open and ready for this.
I reach home yet, so. Yeah.
I was saying that sir said when you're doing the test, you have to have our camera turned on and face the deck and your face as well. So that's sure that the horror codes.
Did you say it has to show our face and the desk?
As in that to show yeah, you're right in your plus your
Yeah.
face. So you got
It's
like
not,
till bit. Yeah.
it's not gonna show both for me.
Okay.
Good afternoon, students. How are you doing today?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir.
Um, I'm seeing two new names on my list, Romain and Shane. Good afternoon, gentlemen. All right. What's the status of the other students now? Are they okay now in the conversations in your WhatsApp group?
A few students were working on their registration. As you can see, sir, I got my result, but there are a few students who I guess today is also one of the final days that they're there to try and get it resolved. So couldn't really pin down a number per se. We'd have to maybe give them another 10 minutes to see who actually got through today. First.
Okay. I appreciate that. In the meantime, can you just go through some revision for me? This is really putting me out of what?
Doing that now, sir.
All right, good, thanks. All right. I'll leave you alone then. All right, good.
So you did want to go through some revision with us?
Not necessarily. What I wanted to do was to continue teaching something. Yeah, so it's not necessarily to go through some revision with those guys, but go on this stuff. I'll think of something.
Okay, sir. Sir, so is it that we're still the mid-semester still on for today?
Well, I'm ready, but what I'm not ready to do is to give it, and then some students are unavailable because I'm not doing this in 2 times. I'm not going to write 2 different papers, so I'm willing to hold off, but I'm also willing to get this out of the way. I need enough time so I can pace myself in the marking of these papers. There are 23 of you in the class, and I have another 40 odd in another class. So, we'll see what will happen. Hello?
Good.
I'm a good man. For you?
Question for the mid-semester test. How many questions are we getting, sir?
Plenty.
20 questions?
Plenty.
20, okay.
Sir, I'm assuming 10 of those are multiple choice.
I did not say 20. I said plenty.
Oh, plenty.
Plenty.
Oh,
I think I said 20. Oh, I said 20, and I said, Jesus, 20?
Well, plenty could be more than 20, you know.
Sir, don't do that, sir. Don't do that.
So don't get too excited because I said plenty. Plenty could be more than 20.
I'm hoping when you said plenty,
stop worrying
you
about that.
mean...
Come off the phone and go study.
Sir, there's one question, sir. How long is the semester? What time you give us, sir?
How much time? I'd really give you an hour and a half, but I was feeling a little generous tonight to say that I'll give you 2 hours.
All right, Minister, can be more than probably 10 questions or something.
The test not on, sir.
Say
Sorry.
it again?
Is the test on tonight, or are you going to put it off until next week?
Tamara, we already confirmed, man, that it's gonna be for next week. So I mean, that's in my words. Those are in my words. Sir did not say that. Let me just throw that out there. But throw that out there. Speaking
in honesty, sir, in honesty, I think I'm going to speak selfishly here also, but I'm going to be presumptuous and speak for the group. In all honesty, sir, for the students who were affected by the registration situation, I would ask that we push it back to next week. Your next week was what, a Tuesday class? So that we can do it then, because that will then allow the students who got back re-registered to be more in a mental state and focused, so can catch up on terms of revision.
I echo the same.
We have a better chance on it, because the stress of that situation really, well, for me at the time, it messed up my entire psyche in regards to studying and stuff until I had it resolved. Once I had it resolved, then I could go back and, revise properly. So I'm asking if that allowance could be made, especially considering the fact they also missed the other topic.
Right, but and then in addition to that, now if I were to do it next week, Tuesday, class is at 5 o'clock, and then they hear, oh, sir, but I'm in commute and I can't be home for 5 o'clock. What say you on that?
Well, sir, we have to make a compromise because I know it is going to push back stuff for you, and as you said, you have to pace your marking. So I could not, in good conscience, ask you to push it an entire week back to Friday again, knowing the potential impacts it would have on you when you're doing marking. So giving them the extra time would already benefit the persons who are missing out right now, which I think is reasonable. And so what we would do is communicate with them because there are other classes that have been shifted to early next week, which is not a good time for persons, but they understand that the lecturers have given them that chance. So it is then them to put in what is the word now, Lord? To put in things in place so that they can make themselves self-available to do the test within the rescheduled time that is given to them. So you guys extending the olive branch, we need to take it and do our part.
Okay, and you are into politics?
Nope.
Okay, I think you should get there.
No,
All
thank
right,
you.
so help me pray, and as I pray, ask the Lord to whisper the same sentiments in my prayerful thoughts, and I will revert in just a few, just giving some others some time to get in. There are only 12 of us here now. If anybody double up, I'm seeing 2 new faces again that I called upon them and they have not responded to me, but I'll leave that as it is. All right, so continue doing some preparations. I'll come back to you in a few.
Okay.
I heard it though. And
Okay,
I'm considering it.
okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now 5:30. And seeing just a few more students added to the session. All right. Shall we project another set of past papers, please, so we can maybe just go through one or two of those so that I can.
Christian had shared a snip of a past paper question. I guess I'm not sure if that's what everybody is working on, but that's what I'm working on currently.
Where she sent it in the WhatsApp group?
No, in the chat, in the Zoom chat.
In the Zoom chat.
All right. So I just switched devices a while ago, so I'm not seeing it. Can I just reshare it?
No problem. Save this. Oh, the kind of did, okay.
Actually 10 and 14, we can just do 16. How far have you this one?
Sir, I had completed that earlier today.
Completed it earlier today, sir?
Yes, sir. I've been practicing from a region onward.
But you did all of these questions in particular, that's what I'm asking.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good job. Anybody else completed it?
Yes, sir.
You know what that means? No, sir.
No, sir.
Sir, can I just go right back, sir, to ensure that I have the correct thing?
Let's go for it back. What do you mean?
It's not everybody did it, sir.
Yeah, so I tell you asking. I'm gonna get nothing to what you're asking.
No, I'm saying if you could show us your approach to the questions.
Oh, you asked me to do the solutions.
Yes, sir.
Oh yes, ask me to do the solutions. That's what I'm actually trying to do as we speak. I'm just setting up the copy in the thing too. That's it, right?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty then. Is there anyone still working? If so, where are you? What number are you at?
So this wasn't the one that I was doing, but we're following here, so you can go ahead, sir.
Okay.
Was unknown that was in the chat, sir, so I haven't even started.
Okay. All right, let's go. Because there is a new topic that I'm moving into tonight. All right, so numero uno. Part A says a function f of x is defined as follows, where f of x. Anybody do that question already?
No.
F of x is equal to x plus 2, such that x is less than 2, and x squared, such that x is greater than or equals to 2. Find the limit as x tends to 2 of f of x. What do they mean by that? Talk to me now, quick and fast. You were supposed to do an exam tonight. Talk to me, quick and fast. What do they mean by that?
Find the limit as x equal to 2. That's what you're saying, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fine. Okay. Find the limit as x approaches 2. They're saying that you should look at the. I'm explaining this in simple man terms. Look at the argument that is on the right-hand side for me and see where x approaches 2, based on what the limit is saying, limit of x as it approaches 2. Look at that argument and then use that equation thing to solve for it, the limit.
But you don't finish it, I'm taking come on, continue, man. You don't finish it. It's just that of 2 alone. What about the other one? What is the limit for this function tending to? This piece size
Left
function.
and right. Yes, so that this would be on the is greater than, so that'd be on the right side.
Which is the left-hand side limit, you clear?
The top one would be the left-hand side.
Plus 2.
Okay.
X plus
Don't
2.
Don't tell me the top one. Read something, Bertie. Sure.
X plus 2 is the limit on the left-hand side.
Right.
X squared is the limit on the right-hand side.
All right, good job. You did well. But don't give me an half and half answer. Next time you give me the full answer, all right? So good. So when the question says, find the limit as x tends to 2 of f of x, it's pretty much asking, is the function continuous at x equals 2? And this is why past paper questions are important, because they have different ways of asking the questions. So them asking to find the limit as x equals 2 is the same thing as asking.
I was confused at first, sir.
Yeah, man. So that's what I'm saying. So I've taught you conceptually. I've taught you conceptually. It's not for you to use what it is that I've taught you, because this question says the limit as x tends to 2. The limit as x tends to 2. When we're looking at the limit as x tends to 2, using intuitive approach, what do we normally do? Look to the
left side.
And the
Right side.
Right side.
Does this piecewise function give it to the left side and the right side?
Yes, sir.
Good to go. You don't have to worry about it. So once it is that you've taught conceptually, you should be able to answer any question, anywhere it come from. All right, let's go. So what you're going to say now is that the limit as x tends to 2 to the left is which one again?
X plus 2.
X plus 2, sir.
X plus 2, very good. So that now is going to be equals to 2 plus 2, talk truth.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And that's equals to 4. Very nice. I'm proud of you guys. And then now the limit as x tends to 2 to the right. Which other function is? No, sir, there's one other, but tell me.
X squared, sir.
X squared. Good. So remember, greater than is to the right and less than is to the left, right? But I'm not just greater than or equals to, or less than or equals to, same difference. So this is going to now be equals to 2 squares, which is equal to 4. So it says to find the limit, but the other part said no. Determine whether f of x is continuous at x equals 2. But guess what? If you read part 2 of the question and didn't know how to do part 1, part 2 would have given it away to say, boy, that they want to do. Determine whether the function.
But sir, I have a question.
Me too.
For number 2, right? Number 2, it says determine whether f of x is continuous at x equal to. Would I do the same sort of calculations? Would I have to rewrite it again?
No,
Because
you
we
hear me?
know
So
then,
You're going to write the statements.
also we're
yeah,
gonna write the
Asking for the
statement.
statement, yes.
yeah, but did you hear me exclaim a while ago?
Yes, that
Yeah, because
when
the
you read
answer
number
for
two, that tell you for the answer for number one.
Yeah, so when you give you 3 marks, so that's something you know. I'm a 3 mark question. If I want 1 mark question,
Yeah.
because I already
Sir,
get the answer in a one.
yeah.
don't give the exam writers no ideas, sir. Say that this is a personal question and they should put
Go
it in the
away, TKL.
2024 exam. That's what they should say.
TKL,
Sir,
go away. Well, guess what?
in fact,
You know that I did not write this paper, right? Because when I read the question to and I was like, okay, I know what them asking. I was like, 3 marks. Oh, heck no. All right. So it's better they're giving you 6 marks for part A or 5 marks for part A and they give you 2 marks for that. But anyhow, so part 2 of the question is really determine whether f of x is continuous. Now, part 2 of the question, really and truly, as Christian says, since the limit as x tends to 2 to the left of x plus 2 is equals to the limit as x tends to 2 to the right of x squared, which is equals to 4, comma, then f of x is continuous at x equals 2. That's not 3 marks, you know, but anyhow, teacher 7 of give them man them ideas, so and also not more. Yeah, those are the 3 marks. Was that difficult for anybody?
no, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
But the
Okay.
marks kind of give up. The thing is that, sir,
Go
because
ahead.
the mark is saying 4 and 3, we might overthink things doing us, sir, and trying to do
Absolutely.
things that it
Absolutely.
was beyond it. Because right now
I
it looks
agree.
so easy.
I
I will
agree.
end up overthink it because
I
it's 3
agree.
and 4 marks. I thought it would be more work.
I agree. I
You
agree.
said a genius to them strategy, sir.
Matter of fact, when she unmuted, I was about to ask, where is Logan? And then, she came on. So I'm happy to see her. Yeah, man, it is, let me just look at the question one more time to make sure that I'm not missing anything. It says a function f of x is defined as that. Okay, find the limit as x tends to 2 of f of x. All right. So if the limit tends to 2 of f of x, it means that I need to look to the left and the right. What is the left-hand limit? X plus 2. What is the right-hand limit? X squared. All right, you work it and you do the stuff, boom. You get x equals 4 on both sides. Determine whether f of x is continuous. Yeah, that's all the question is asking. Yeah, since that and that is that, boom, bam, bam. Yeah, continuous at x equals 2.
Actually, I think you guys are exaggerating. I think they should give us even more marks for that.
Go away, Taji. Come off the phone. Come off the line. Go away.
Smart man, agreed.
Go away. All right. So this one says, determine the limit of the functions. All righty. All right. Do me a favor. Limit as x tends to 2. I'm going all the way up here. So I'm not seeing the question. So I'm going to ask somebody to just read the question for me, please. Part B1. B1 is asking us to do what now?
Limit as x tends to -2.
Uh-huh.
And then the numerator is x squared plus 5x plus 6 all over the denominator x squared minus x minus 6.
Wow. Somehow this question look like I did it already, but anyhow, all the questions are going to look alike. And it's all of the things that I want to say to you guys.
Yes, sir. We did this one earlier, sir.
Sir, we did this one. Yeah.
Connect, shush. Let us re-emphasize.
Hold on a minute,
All
please.
right. Nothing is wrong. Sir, please go over the question again, please. Thank you. Ignore the bright sparks. Is working hard for our
Sweet
C.
over.
Hold on 1 minute, please. 1 minute. All right, that was the VP calling, so I just needed to answer that very quickly. All right, no problem. Yes, I recognize that I've done it, but I will go ahead and redo the question. It doesn't, it's not going to hurt us. And that's the same thing I want you to do in your own preparation for your exams. Matter of fact, I wanted to check because today I saw an email to say that the second draft of the timetable is out. I'm going to ask you to check to see if you're having any clashes. If you're having any clashes, please reach out to your head of department, your head of school, so that that information can be communicated to the examination center, and then they in turn will communicate it to CCCJ. So check the timetable. If you're having any clashes, round robin, and then just ask them to, to look into this one, so forth and so on. Please. All right. So we're gonna try our best. How it is that we'll attack this question in an exam. We are going to go and we're going to look to see using a calculations approach, we're going to assume that x is equal to 2. Negative 2, sorry. So we're going to have negative 2 squares plus 5 times negative 2 plus 6 all over negative 2 squares minus negative 2 minus 6. That looks like it's equal to negative 2 squares is positive 4. And that's a minus 10. And that's a plus 6. And that looks like it's equal to 0. And then we look at this one down there, which is going to be positive 4 and plus 2 and minus 6. And that looks like it's equal to 0. So what our statement right here then?
So it's indeterminate.
Indeterminate. So it's indeterminate. So what it means, therefore, that is there has to be something else that I need to do in order to get my solution. So one of 3 things, either simplification, rationalization, or factorization. And based on what it looks like to me, it looks like a factorization because I have 2 trinomials, one in the numerator and the other in the denominator. So we're going to go ahead and try and factorize. The coefficient of x squared is 1. Go ahead, sir.
Do we have to write indeterminate?
Yes, sir, right? Yes, man, right down here. Just like when somebody do something, or somebody expecting for the end of the exam. Yeah, man.
By the
So
way, sir, before
go
you
ahead.
start, what is the Mr.
Logan, say God no, Logan.
God no.
Okay. The coefficient of x squared is 1.
Yes.
And the constant is positive 6. 1 times 6 is 6. I need 2 numbers. When multiplied together to give 6. But when added will give me the middle term, which is 5. What 2 numbers can we think of?
So 2 and 3.
2 and 3.
So how you put them matters? I have 3 and 2.
Then suppose I put 2 and 3.
Okay.
It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter which one comes first, all right? So our factors are...
Do we have to write the factors are 2 and 3?
Yes, sir. Same way how you see me do something, or some expect you to do it. So factors are 2 and 3. Write it down. And let me tell you why. Sometimes you make some miscalculation. Mathematics is a language. When you're conversing with me on the paper, it's a conversation, The conversation is your steps. When you converse with me and I say, yeah, man, go through me youth. Yes, daughter, you're going right. Go through me G, yes. And you make a mistake, you get the points because I know your understanding. When I give you, I'm just fearful that I put up the wrong exam paper on the screen. But when I do, oh Lord, do I have one? Do I have one? Hold on. This is very important, so I have no problems in breaking to show you something. Just to be on the safe side. I know how quick you guys are, so let me go for summer semester. And let me go for summer semester. Let me go for Which one did I do? Applied math. Let me go for summer semester applied math. And I so whether or not you screenshot this is not going to help you. No use to you. New share. I'm sharing an exam paper for argument's sake. So
Carno, make sure your screenshot still, all right?
yeah, man, screenshot is same way because this one says math 1205. Me smarter than me, no. I think you're smarter than me. This one says math 1205 applied mathematics. I stayed far from calculus. Next thing I go put up the wrong one. All right. So question 1 says, for the students, I'm gonna show you what it is. It gave all of this stuff. Chef do this, then it's supposed to calculate food, yield percentage, 2 marks. How many portions? 2 marks. Profit loss, 4 marks. Percentage profit loss, 3 marks. So let me tell you what it is that I expect when I'm marking the papers. So 2 marks, you have to show me this step that that is a percentage that you're going to put something over the original amount times 100 over 1. That is your percent. So you must have this in order to get this percent sign here. And the calculation here is going to give you 84. So if you don't have this line and you jump to 84%, you get only 1 out of 2. Because if you don't have this line, it says full marks will not be awarded until you see all the steps. If you don't have this line here, you don't get this 1 mark. You only get the mark for the 84. So if some students I know love to put everything in the calculator and answer equal, no problem. Answer equal 420, you get 1 mark out of 2. And you're going to the APQ, and to calculate the APQ, you put the 250 times $1,200 in the calculator, and it gives you $300. Well, this is a 1 marker, so you can get the 1 mark here. No, it's not a 1 marker. Question 3 is a 4 marker, right? So some students will show the 300. Once I say this 300 on paper. So if I don't see this 250 times 100, 1,200, but I say this $300,000, you're going to get the mark here. So once I say the 350, you get the mark here. Once I say the 756, you get the mark here. But you now have to combine these stuff in order for me to see this 406 way to get the mark. So it's not, it's a 5 mark for the question. The 5 marks are not designated for the answer alone. The marks are distributed throughout the question. You get a simple equation to do. Once you make this first step by distributing this 7 over this, or this negative 7 rather, over the 2 minus x, you get a mark for that stage. Once it is that you are going to be transposing and isolating the variables from the constants, you see all the x's on one side and everything else on the other side, you get a mark for that. And for you to separate it to find the value of x, you get another mark. So these 3 marks is not to say x equal 2. Those 3 marks is not to say x equal 2, so forth and so on. So the point I'm making is, this is how I expect you to write the stuff. Do I have a factorization by question here? No, I don't, but this is the closest.
Sir, can you send that document to the WhatsApp?
No, this is, I'm only sharing this with you because I only have privileged, a privileged teacher to have these information. You notice I didn't write the paper, you see, paper is submitted, not by Mr. Shand. So I really can't share, but you can look at it. Just watch a video and you will see, but I can't send it off. So this here now, you're doing some stuff. And so what I'm saying to you students, you have to show your steps in your calculation or else you're going to be in serious problems. So yes, sirs and madam, you need to show me your steps. All right. So factors are 2 and 3.
Get that no, sir, but still 120 minutes to do the exam, right?
Absolutely. And the exam can be done. Mason, let me tell you something. That same exam that just went, no, it wasn't that exam, sorry, it was a different exam that I said. That was my paper. Taught the course last summer. I had a student getting an A for the course. I've had students getting A's for Calculus 1 and Calculus 2. And they have the same time span to do the stuff. So the aim is for you to know what it is that you're doing. The aim is not for you to go into the exam and try to figure out what the question is. It's like when I go and I said to myself in this question, I said, okay, the question says a function f of x is defined as f of x equals all of this. Find the limit as x tends to 2 of f of x. Find the limit as x. But this is a piecewise function. Don't you can identify that this is a piecewise function?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Easy
Oh,
one.
if you know it's a piecewise function, you have to use your what to determine which is left or which is right. Let me see if you're remembering.
Superscript.
Sir,
No, not the superscript. The negative or the positive from the function, sir.
No, what will you
Sir,
use?
the arrows from
The greater than and less than
The
sign.
greater than or
Greater,
less than.
yeah.
Same.
Yes, man. See, when you use your greater than or your less than sign to tell you which is left, which is right. So I'm saying to you, once you see that, you shouldn't be in any problem because you know if you're using the calculations approach and you're finding the limit as x tends to 2, it means you have to go investigate left and right of 2. So
Investigate
right
both
here, so
sides.
this, yeah, man, this gear left and right, boom, one shot. So you shouldn't have a problem with this. And normally what we do when we do left and right, then we're going to say whether or not they're of a good behavior. Both of them are going to be the same. And if they're the same, it means that it's continuous. If they are different, it means that it is discontinuous. All right? So you must go into the exam knowing what to do. You can't go into the exam to try to figure out. It will not happen. So you have to be fully prepared. And once it is that you know the topic inside out, just say, oh, the man in creative in order to write the question. And once it is that you can unravel that creativity, you're good to go. Right? You know how to do limits. Is x equals 2, fine. You get a rational fraction, an algebraic fraction. You know it's algebraic approach. You're going to substitute the values in there. If you get 0 over 0, you can't say the limit is 0, sir. 0 over 0 tells you something specific. What does it tell you? That it's indeterminate. What does indeterminate means? You are unable to determine the true value of the limit because there is something inside of the limit preventing the truest value of the limit from coming out. So I have to know, once it's indeterminate, do a simplification, a rationalization, or a factorization so that I can isolate in order to get my true limit. Mason, go ahead.
Quick one about the test again, sir. As it relates to tonight's class, taking
Mason.
Hold on, sir. Hold on, you
No,
sir.
me now go hold on. Focus on me quick finish off this first. No worry. You and Logan are worried about something.
No, man, no, that not talk about, sir. The same time thing man worry about. Because if we do the test tonight, if we were to do the test tonight, I would have 3 hours. Assuming.
No, I wouldn't get 3 hours to do the test.
You would give 3 hours to do the test, sir.
No, sir. Are you crazy?
Ask, guys, 3 hours, 3 hours, it's such a take up.
No, boss. We're gonna do it within the same time, regardless of which class we're doing it in.
Yes, sir. Because the plan was for me
which is 3 hours.
No, Mason, the plan was for me to teach and then break and give you your mid-semester. I wasn't going to give you 3 hours to that mid-semester. You follow what I'm saying, Mason? So
No,
tonight I was supposed to teach, you know. And then
So, sir, when we get the mid-semester?
Tuesday, brother, post. Sorry, you're there far.
It's on far.
Come back, sir.
No, I'm not taking no more questions on mid-semester, please.
Come back, sir. We're not here.
The rice not
We're not here,
burn.
sir.
Yeah, but
The
see,
rice not burn. The rice not burn.
No, but the truth of the matter is, I am working past paper question and everybody's worried about mid-semester. Leave the mid-semester alone, or if you want me to break and give you the mid-semester, I can do it. Which is
No,
it?
sir,
No, sir, go on, do your thing, sir. No more questions.
Thank you.
Actually, we're just nervous, sir. Oh,
All right. Okay, so let us focus. Let us go back now. All right, good. So x plus 2, sorry, you see how I'm talk about foolishness now. X squared plus 5x plus 6. So I'm going to break it up in such a way now to call it x squared.
Wait, sir, question. Is it a problem if you use the P and Q method?
P and Q method? What is P and Q method, miss?
Normally, I'll state it first on the paper for a reminder for factorization. So the P plus Q equal BAM, and then Q plus P.
Q plus P or Q times P?
P plus Q, and then Q times P.
Yeah, man, same difference. Yeah, man. That's what I said. You never said times a while ago. You said plus twice.
All right.
Yeah. So if you're doing the
sorry.
Yeah, man, I have no problem with that. All right. And then now we're going to be grouping. So this is going to become now x squared plus 2x in one bracket. We leave the middle sign out every time, and then we go with the other one, 3x plus 6. What is common between x squared and 2x?
X, sir.
And what is left?
X.
X squared plus
X plus 2. X plus
squared or
2.
x?
No, it's X plus
No,
2.
sir,
Sir.
just X plus 2.
X plus 2, sir.
What is common between 3x and 6?
3, sir.
3.
3.
Okay, and what is
3.
left?
X.
X plus 3.
2.
X
What
plus
is
3.
common? What is common
X
between
plus
2
2.
plus 3?
Did I? No,
X
my
plus
bad,
2,
sir.
sir.
My bad, my
Oh,
bad.
okay.
Me say
What
that.
is common now?
X
X
plus
plus
2.
2 is
And what
common.
is left?
X plus
X
3.
plus 3.
X plus 3. One
All right.
bracket. X
Good.
plus 2.
All right. So similarly, I need to also factorize x squared minus x minus 6. The coefficient of x squared is 1. I am multiplying the coefficient of x squared by the constant. 1 times -6 is -6. I need two numbers and multiply together will give you -6, but when added will give you a -1. What two numbers are we thinking of? Two numbers and multiply together will give you -6, but when added will give you -1. What two numbers?
-3 and +2, sir.
-3, +2. All right. Are you all agreeing with that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So factors are
Scroll down
negatives
because your thing. Oh, never mind, sir. We just
and +2. All right. So now I'm going to be writing x squared minus 3x plus 2x minus 6. I'm grouping. So I'm going to have x squared minus 3x in one bracket. Leave the middle sign out every single time. Then I have 2x minus 6. What is common between x squared and 3x?
x.
And what is left?
X and 3. X minus
No. Thank you, please. X minus 3. What is common between 2x and 6?
2, sir.
And what is left?
X minus 3.
X minus 3.
And what is common now between all of those?
X minus 3.
And what's left?
X plus 2.
X plus 2. All right. So now, I am going to go now to say the limit as x tends to -2. So I'm going to now say the limit as x tends to -2. How much marks I need for this question? 4 marks. I didn't have 2 marks for this. I put 2 marks on this. I want to them keep here. Of now x plus 2 times x plus 3 all over x minus 3 and x plus 2. What was causing the problem now?
X plus 2.
Absolutely. So now I'm able to isolate these two. And then I'm going to be left with x plus 3 over x minus 3. So the limit now, as x tends to -2, of -2 plus 3 over -2 minus 3. -2 plus 3 is going to be +1, and that's going to be -5. So our answer here is -1/5. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
No,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Andrew, what is the problem?
I just see it, sir, and -2. I just see the minus.
Okay. All right. That is what that one is going to infinity.
Yes,
Are there
sir.
any questions? Am I allowed to move on to part 2, or you have questions of me for part 1?
No, sir. And move on to part 2.
You can move on, sir.
Okay,
So
can
the
you
limit
read?
as x tends to infinity,
Yeah.
and the numerator is 3x cubed minus 5x squared plus 1, and the denominator is 6x cubed minus 3x plus 7.
Once I have the limit going to infinity, what comes to mind?
do
the highest.
Huh?
You ever find the highest one to do?
You can find the highest
find the highest power and
power.
divide it.
You can find the highest power.
I'm looking for the term with the highest power.
Yes.
What term is what's the highest power?
X
Um,
cube.
X cube. And what do I do with that X cube now?
You can use the X cube and divide it by all of the numbers.
All the terms in the numerator and denominator, right?
Yes, sir.
Correct, sir.
All right, good job. You see, they like to me teach and learn, you know.
I just
Minus.
want to express it our problem sometimes.
And that's why
sir.
I ask so many questions, Mason, because I want you to be able to speak the language. I want you to be able to speak the language. 6x cubed over x cubed minus 3x over x cubed plus 7 over x cubed.
Sure.
Yo, go ahead.
This is where me might have a little deviation. I know that that is 3 marks. So I know part of it that you're looking for would be this. But if I learn it another method where once you identify the other the highest powers, and then you can work on the highest powers, you can state that the rest of the function will follow what the highest powers do. So I know you said you wanted me to state that those would go to 0 and then
Yes, sir.
and the highest power. So
So-
once I write that the other ones go to 0, I will still get the mark, or you want me to do the division like this?
If I don't see it, you can't get the mark.
So if I don't do the division like this, I won't get the mark, even though I write it that it go to 0?
Yes, sir.
So,
I have to see it.
so sir,
Mm-hmm.
me hear what you say that, I saw that I can repeat yourself still, but suppose I just look on the question and you know, say, all right, this is going to equal a half.
Mm-hmm.
And you just do that.
How many marks the question carry? I don't have a problem with that, you know. If you look on the question,
You're
say
gonna
carry.
get one. You're gonna
It
get
carry
1
3
mark
marks.
to that.
Say I just need the 1 mark out of the 3 and then move on to the next question. Well, give me my 3 steps.
But I write it, sir. I write that 5x squared plus 1 and 3x plus 7 will go to 0 as they follow the lead of 3x cubed and 6x cubed.
And that's not the reason why they go to 0. That's the point I'm making. They only go to 0 to here because of this. Bam, bam. Two of that went there. Them 2 here cancel. All of that go there, leave this as 1. I mean, as 2. So what is going to say, what is going to happen now? Let me just rewrite this. You may say to me, sir, do I have to rewrite it? No, you don't have to do this step. But I'm doing it because I am not as bright as you are, and I want to make sure that I can see what is happening. 5 over x plus 1 over x cubed. And then this one now is going to be equal to 6 minus 3. You see, Mason, it's so life funny though. When I was teaching you how to spot the question by inspection, remember that night when I was teaching you how to do
Yes,
this
sir.
question? Yeah, man. You remember how it took quite a number of you, how long it took you to see exactly what was happening? No one seen it, you want to come use shortcut me on me.
No,
Use
can
it.
we study? No, can we study now, sir?
Use it. I see how much you get. So TKL, this is it. As x tends to infinity, this is the only reason 5 over x, 1 over x cubed, 3 over x squared, and 7 over x cubed will all tend to 0. So if you said to me that 5x squared plus 1 and 3x minus 7 will go to 0, it just can't go to 0. So you're calculating the limit of the function. And notice, every time I calculate the limit of the function, I write it, the limit, because I'm actually calculating the limit of the function. This step is important. So there's always a 1 mark for that step. And there's a 1 mark for this step.
Okay, sir.
Good job. Thanks, Papa. And then now, what is going to happen is, having done that, you are again going to realize now that you're now reducing the stuff to 3 minus 0 plus 0 all over 6 minus 0 plus 0, which is really
That we're not have to
3.
write back, right, sir?
What, we're not to write this?
The 0 plus minus 0 plus 0.
Yeah, print.
If you don't write this, I must say this. This 3 over 2. I mean 3 over 6.
Yes, so the limit as extends to infinity, 3 over 6 is equal to 3 over 6, which is equal to 1 over 2.
Let me
That's
ask one
what they've
question.
written. Because the rule, the limit of a constant
Is a
the
constant itself.
So
Yeah.
that's the rule that I would have written there.
Yeah, and that's fine.
That
But
be okay?
let me ask a question though. And this question maybe for you, TPL. And there are others too who are thinking like you. What the problem for writing a statement? What's the problem in writing your statement? You guys are understanding that much.
120 of them, sir. That's my problem. The 120 of them.
And I'm saying to you, write it. Because you see, let me tell you what is going to happen. There comes a time. I'm going to say this. Scratch what I was going to say. Let me just say it this way. There are bright students who have written my exam and did not get an A. Should they have gotten an A? Absolutely. Because they performed a lot of mathematical gymnastics. Jump over step and jump to the answer. And even though they may get the answers correct, the methodologies were missing and they could not be given the points for the methodology. You see, the student now who is trying end up getting the same mark as a bright student and sometimes are the ones who get the A's. Why? Because they are meticulous in writing their statements. Don't shortchange the process. You shortchange the process, it's going to harm you. Please, trust me on that.
Okay,
Trust
sir.
me on that. All right, big up yourself. Tres. Oh, you are gonna read it for me.
Limit extends to 2.
I'll come in 1 minute. Should I be it here? No, let me just get a fresh thing.
Are you going to draw one big square root sign?
Tell me the things first on it.
Limit as extends to 2 is going to be the square root of 7x cube minus 5x squared plus 2x minus 4.
All right. Whoa. Murder. What on earth is this? All right.
You work the thing that's underneath the square root first, and then you find the square root of whatever the answer is.
See me so. 7 times 2 cubes minus 5 times 2. Oh, listen and I'll learn.
Minus 5 times 4 plus 4.
7 times 8, which 4? Minus 5 times 4. Oh, that's 5 times 4. Plus 2 times 2. Minus 4. And then you have the limit as x tends to 2 of 7 8 56, 5 4 20, 2 2 4, minus 4. 4 minus
7, 26, 236.
Say it again?
Jump the gun, man.
236, you have 8.
Ashanti, excuse me? When you see it, Ashanti, tell me that you see it. You see it, Ashanti?
Sir, it's on distant, you know. I'm not sure.
Yes, sir. I was wondering if it was me one, because even Ashanti did sound distant.
No, man, I just removed from my desk a while ago, but I'm saying Ashanti is saying it is 2 times 3, which is 6, but I have 8. So I'm asking her if she see it yet.
2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8.
Right. It's not 2 times 3, Ashanti, it's 2 raised to the 3rd power. Give me
It's a
a
mistake she makes, sir. Just a mistake she makes. She correct herself. She just too embarrassed to say it at the moment. So the next step, sir, is going to be the limit as x tends to 2 over the square root of 36. And then now you find the square root of 36, which is going to be 6. And then you write the rule, which is the limit of x tends to 2, 6 equals to 6. Correct or incorrect? Hello? Hello, anybody hear me?
I'm hearing you. Come on, I hear. What Ashanti was saying is that the answer is 6, not the actual answer. The total answer is 6. That's what I said.
The total answer is 6, but remember that Miss Sir said we have to write the steps. So you have to go right back.
Well, yeah, man. But no, when you say
1 minute, what, let me say wrong. Come I say the limit of as x tends to 2, the square root of 36, which equals to 6. So then you write back the rule where the limit of a constant, the constant itself. So you write your answer as a limit as x tends to 2, 6 equals to 6.
yeah, man, me I say.
Oh. So why sir not talk?
So you're not talk, you have to wait until you don't talk.
Oh.
So the limit as x tends to 2, as Tika says, and he's very correct, of 6. The limit of a constant is a constant itself. So that's the answer. Very good, Tika. Questions?
We can do first principles. First principles 1, please.
Find it, Papa, find it, find it. I'm here to serve you guys, find it. You know, I need to ask a question because I'm feeling very pleased. You guys are feeling a little bit more comfortable with my teaching style now because it seems as if you guys are learning. Yes or no?
So I always been a learner. Just say we kind of off it sometimes.
Yeah, I've had a problem with the teaching
I've
style,
always been
sir.
fine, sir.
Okay, okay. I'm
Yes, sir.
very pleased.
I improve, sir.
Say it again, Taxa.
Yes, sir, I improve.
Okay, they improve. All right, thanks. Oh goodness. Make sure say the grades improve to your Taxa. Very nice. All right. Find it, please. Drop it in the things. I can copy it and put it in the document so that when I finish, I can just send you this document.
Justin, you can't find it, or what's your name? What is the girl's name? Chrisan, you can find one? Oh, wait, never
I
mind.
had some in the chat.
There we go. See,
There
Chrisan.
was a couple in the chat I had put.
Chrisan.
I'm not sure if we have done them before, or if you guys have done them before, but there's a couple in the chat.
Let me see which one here. I see one first principle. Let me see. Right. Let's just do the first principle one first, but it was a fraction first principle I wanted to find. That's the one that I'm still having an issue with. But I guess we can do the regular first principle one first, and then see if we can find a fraction one. Sorry, tell me when you're ready, and I'll tell you the question. Oh, you're going to do it? Okay. Okay, sir. Go ahead. When you're ready.
Right. So this one is asking to determine the values. It's important. Math is a language. It
So
says
if that's the one
values.
I mean, I wonder what that be.
And it says values, so therefore it's more than one. Determine the values of x for which a function is discontinuous. When the function is discontinuous, where do we look?
Denominator.
Absolutely. So you're gonna
Can you
let
repeat that?
you look at the denominator for discontinuity.
Okay, okay.
So you're gonna let the denominator x squared minus 5x plus 6 to be equal to 0. Again, the coefficient of x squared here is 1 times positive 6 is 6. I need two numbers. When multiplied together will give me a positive 6, but when added will give me a negative 5. What two numbers are we thinking of?
So -5 and +1.
Really? I don't think so.
No,
-6, -6, positive.
I don't think so.
2 and
Sir?
3, but we don't remember which one to be negative.
the -3, -3 and +2.
No, sir.
No, -2 and -3.
Thank you, sir.
So them have a negative. Get a positive.
I need a positive 6.
Yes, sir.
When I multiply two negative numbers, I get a positive number. -3 times -2 is a positive 6.
Yes,
And when I add those two numbers, I'm going to get a negative 5. Can everybody agree that the factors are -3 and -2?
Yes.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Good job. So therefore, I'm going to have x squared minus 3x minus 2x plus 6 equals 0. I'm grouping to give me x squared minus 3x in one bracket. I leave my middle sign out every single time. Once the middle sign is outside there, I must flip the sign. This is positive, it now becomes negative. The same sign that is inside this bracket right here has to be the same sign in the bracket there. Question to you. What is common between x squared and 3x?
X.
And what is left?
X minus 3.
Good job. What is common between 2x and 6?
2 x
And what is
minus
left?
3. X minus 3.
What is now common?
X minus 2
X
in
minus
bracket times x minus 3.
So either
Oh, you wrote it the other way. Okay.
equals 0.
Sir, it doesn't matter which way you write it.
No, sir, it doesn't.
And then you're supposed to write it either x minus 3 equals 0, which is x equal 3, or x minus 2 equals 0 is x equal 2. Therefore,
So the question asks for the values of x. Those values there, one substituted in the denominator will give you a 0 in the denominator. And you know you can't have a 0 existing in the denominator. It makes a function undefined. Undefined is the same thing as being discontinuous.
sir, you can just explain how the marks line out on this one?
I just did.
Oh, you just did. Okay, so the factors there, so let x, that, and okay, that's the first mark. And then the 2 marks is the 2 values. Okay. All right, sir.
Sharp. All right, I'm gonna go back in. On a blessing now. Me not do them something here. On a find questions, give me a me do the questions that come here and go school, you know.
So we're practicing and we're just verifying and making sure that we're
All right,
doing the right.
Tell us if you do them already, no, sir.
So Justin or Christian, you found a fraction differentiation for first principle? Because I'm looking at another scene one.
All right.
Remember one we do TK?
Yes, that's what I'm looking.
1 over x squared minus 3.
1 second, let me 1 over x squared minus x squared plus 6, you mean?
Oh, minus, yeah, you did 1 plus 6, but we find one with minus 6, minus 3.
That one was the one we did in class.
Okay.
The minus 6 is the one we did in class, I think.
And I think we work through every past paper that we have so far.
Yeah, the +6 was our assignment. So we can do the +6 one. So it's differentiate. Like I'm missing it.
Can I do this one first? The easy one first, and then I go to the other one after.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
sir.
please.
February and
Okay. Part B is what I want to move into, which is my next topic tonight. Never know that I've reached here tonight, but that's my next topic. So we can't do B1 or B2 just yet for 9 marks. But we definitely can do part A. So let's go with part A, and then I can take the other questions. Let me just write the question first.
You want me to tell you the question or?
Go ahead.
Differentiate f of x
No,
equal. Sorry?
Yeah, I'm saying go ahead with the function. F of x?
F of x equals 3x squared plus 2x from first principle.
Okay. So now, the limit as h tends to 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. If you don't know that, you can't do the question. If you don't know that, you can't do the question. Watch me.
The present me I do it to the same remember formula.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
It's a habit to write it at the beginning of the question.
Very good. So the limit as 3 times x plus h or squared plus 2 times x plus h minus 3x squared plus 2x all over h. This is the limit as h tends to 0 of 3 times x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You notice I can just write it down now and I don't have to do anything else to it because we would have used this a gazillion times in class. But those of you, is there anybody in the class that don't see where I get that a while ago?
I think so, sir, because that was what we did last class, right?
Yes, sir.
So there would be students in here that were not.
No.
No,
Sorry,
not that last class.
we
Class
did
before that.
before. We did before. We did before.
Then no Canada.
Well done. So what it is that we're doing, we're distributing, so it's going to be x squared plus xh plus xh again plus h squared. And this is x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. And that's your recall. All right. Now, algebra. All I'm doing here now is to say the limit as h tends to 0 of 3x squared plus 6xh plus 3h squared plus 2x plus 2h minus 3x squared minus 2x all over h. And then I recognize that that 3x squared cancels with that, and this 2x cancels right here. So therefore, what I'm going to be left with is the limit. You notice I write in the limit.
Yes.
When I give them a question without the limit, and see how many marks I'm going to lose. Plus 2h. And then all of that is going to be over h. Look at what I'm doing.
1 over h.
I'm going to factor out the h. Right. I'm going to factor out the h to give me 6x plus 3h plus 2 all over h. Bam. Sorry. Let me be consistent. I want to see it. I don't want to hear about it. Those two h's cancel. So what I'm going to be left with is the limit as h tends to 0 of 6x plus 3h plus 2. When I go ahead and do that substitution, I'm going to get 6x plus 3 times 0 plus 2. So I'm left with the limit as h tends to 0 of 6x plus 2. The limit of the constant is going to be the constant itself. So the answer is 6x plus 2.
Boom.
Are you okay?
Yes, sir. But
But what?
oh, never mind. I was mixing up the 1 over h. That would have been used. The 1 over h would have been used when, sir?
When it is the fractional form.
Ah, yes, that's where my brain was. So this one is just factor out the h and then
This
I
one is
can
just a polynomial. Say the word, I want to speak the jargon. This is just a
polynomial.
polynomial.
This one is a polynomial, so once you take out the h, it cancels out itself. Okay,
Right.
sir.
So when you have the polynomial, you just go ahead and just put it over h. But once you have the fractional one, the
You have to
rational
put 1
function,
over h.
you just use the times 1 over h because it looks neater and less confusing. All right.
Okay, sir. Ready for the fraction one now?
So you say you have an example.
An assignment.
It's not me to give this question.
I think so.
No, but you can't give me my question, sir. Anyhow, go ahead.
Differentiate f of x or f of x equal to 1 over x squared plus 6 using first principles.
F of x is equal to what?
1 over x squared plus 6.
I don't know to do that, sir.
Sir?
I don't know to do that.
Are you ready? Question, sir. You didn't have assignment how we did work it Monday. And God bless them, it did work.
All right, no problem. Are we okay? Is there any dissenting voices in class that you're not understanding? Are we together?
Sir,
Yes, sir.
I understood last week, but it's like I have to revisit the questions for first principle very frequently, or else I'm lost, and I haven't looked back since last week, which is my fault.
Kaim,
Yes, sir.
is young Talia what the other day?
Sir?
Are young Talia what the other day?
Yes, sir.
I will knock you out. What do you mean you don't remember me talking to something, bossy? No, more on you. Come, talk to me.
Yes, sir.
What you mean you don't remember me something?
Sir, it's like I understood to a point, but then I don't know, sir. I don't know.
No, it's not gonna matter, never mind. Let me tell you what the problem is, Kaim. You did not revise after class. You did not watch the video to reinforce it. So you learned it and it just disappeared. You're like the birds that went away and just took up the word that was sown. So students, the general thing is, whenever you learn something in class, all of you reinforce it, put to long-term memory, or else you are going to forget it and will have to be retaught. And we don't have time to go and reteach the stuff. All right, so watch me now, Papa, Sir Hamilton, and the rest of you who
Sir, I have a question. For the first principles, would the equation be included on the test paper, or we'll have to memorize the formula out of our head?
The latter of the two.
Yeah,
Both?
right.
So even though it's on the
The
paper?
past papers don't give you the formula.
You don't get the formula. You have to know
No
it.
formula sheet. Okay.
Oh, ma'am.
You have to remember it.
So that means we have to remember the rules.
Hi.
Oh God. So I must go one will alone, remember, and I constant one.
That's why you've got to practice. Real talk, guys. Math is not like HRM, where you can just read something. I remember at one time and you can go in our exam and just expound on it. And I'm not discrediting any other subject. I'm just saying to you, something like this, as technical as this, you have to keep practicing and practicing and practicing until you get where you want to be. Real talk, real talk. You have to be practicing. All right, let's go. A math a day takes a failure away. All right? A math a day takes a failure away. Let's go. All right. So we have the question f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. So it's gonna be the limit as h tends to 0 of 1 over x plus h all squared plus 6 minus 1 over x squared plus 6.
That's
Here,
the part that I keep, yes, that's the part that I keep mixing up.
right. So let me just put a notation. So we use this when given a fraction. All right.
That's not the part that I forgetting, you know, sir. Is the f of x, is the minus f of x. How
Is
to
it, oh, it's a minus f of x.
fraction. Yes,
Oh,
that's
it's
the
about
part that I
forgetting.
keep messing up. Yes.
Oh no, well, you get the question wrong from the start.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't even get a mark.
I know. That's why I mean, I said, if you go over it.
Yeah, you can't do that, man. Crazy. Sure. Guys, are we ready? Are you with me? Are you all alert? Is there anybody feeling uncomfortable with anything so far?
No, sir.
I'm not comfortable with that question on a whole.
All right. So, Sir Allen, you need to find your comfort level. So let's go.
Sir, the one without the fraction. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, all right with it. All right, never mind.
But the one with the fraction. Yeah, problem.
All right. So you need to look keenly at what is happening here then. So remember, we need to bring both fractions to a single fraction. So we're going to be finding the LCM. Lord have mercy. What is the LCM, guys?
It's
Lowest common
square plus 6 minus x squared plus 6.
Go again, Andrew.
It's squared plus 6. It's not minus, it's times.
Say it again.
So it's x plus x squared plus 6 times x squared plus 6.
No.
Sir, is x plus h squared plus 6 and x squared plus 6.
Thank you, Sir Damon.
Okay.
Thank you, Sir Damon. We can give you a beer. Speaking of beer, where is Alwyn?
Alwyn is one of the persons that are still affected, sir.
No man, I forgot buy me the beer. Tell him same way, so. Me want a beer from him because I miss my class.
Sir, he has been practicing. He has been. Oh, him sent a question that I want to go through.
Me say, pass on my message to him, and me want the beer tonight.
Sir, go over that, sir. You get that, sir.
Remember, I'm finding the LCM here. So it is the multiplication of these two denominators. Side work, recall. 1/2 plus 1/3. What's the LCM?
3.
Say that again.
6.
You did not use 19 here, Virgin. Supposed to be 6. How do I get that? Because I'm looking at the lowest common multiple. The lowest common multiple right here is going to be a 2 times 3. So it's the same thing of doing the multiplication of these two denominators.
Oh, so let's put them side and side. All right.
All right, let's go. You see,
And then replace the
you guys are complaining that you're not understanding this, so if you weren't paying attention before, make sure that you're paying attention right now. All right, let's go. Oh boy, let's go. So x plus h all squared plus 6 into x plus h all squared plus 6 times x squared plus 6 goes how many times?
Repeat.
Sorry, sir. You lost me confused.
X squared plus 6 times, sir.
Thank you very much. How many times this can go into this?
I understand.
You understand now? Tell me now.
There's going to be 1 and then you open bracket, put that together up there.
No, where are you?
Wait there. Sorry, you said how much
happened?
time
X squared
it
plus
can
6
go
squared.
into it. That means they can go in an x squared. Yeah.
Yeah, but you see, only 2 people giving the correct answer now. Watch me. Watch your screen. Don't talk. Watch me.
Oh, is
How
it
many
this?
times can this? How many times can this go into this?
X squared plus 6 times. Okay, sir. Now we connect.
Good.
You were circling the entire fraction, so my brain did.
Right. And x squared plus 6 is going to be multiplied by that 1. Talk through.
Yes.
Good. So it's going to be 1 times it's going to be 1 times x squared plus 6 minus.
You lost me, sir.
Oh, you must look on something now. Watch it. Come, Papa, watch it. How many times can 2 go into 6, Lecarno?
3 times.
3 times. And then you can say 3 times 1, and you put the 3 down here, so don't.
Yes, sir.
How many times can x plus h all squared plus 6 go into all of this down here, so?
Sir, me can help you a little bit.
Please.
All right. The kind of so like how you see like the x squared plus 6 over there, so you got x times the x squared plus 6 by the denominator and the numerator. So when you times it by the 1, you're gonna have the 1 and then the x squared plus 6. Put that side. So you'd do the inverse on the next side too. So you'd put the bracket x plus h squared plus 6, and you're gonna times it by the numerator of the 1 and the x squared plus 6 down there. So you'd have 1 and x squared plus h squared plus 6 on the next side. Get it?
Sir, use one number, make him get it, yeah. You have to like
No,
2 times.
use whole number.
Wait. I'm using whole number side then.
No.
Like,
Don't use no whole numbers, because it's when we're at the exam, you're not going to have the chance to use any whole numbers. So look at what I'm doing here. I'm writing something here in abstract form because it's going to be abstract. Don't use the whole numbers, because when you don't have the whole numbers, you're going to have a challenge. So watch me. Just like how I say, how many times can 2 go into 6? And I said 3, and 3 times this 1 is here is 3. How many times can 3 go into 6 is 2 times, and 2 times 1 is 2. So you're going to end up with now a 5/6. Similar. How many times can
X squared going to the family.
all of this can go into this, don't it?
And that would leave the x squared plus 6, and then you put that up there to multiply by the 1.
Yes. Like, can I see it now, Papa?
Yes, sir. No, I see it.
No, I mean, I see it. You don't see it. I'm asking the question, how many times can x plus h all squared plus 6 be divided into this? And the two of these will cancel out and leave just x squared plus 6. See it over here, so? So it means it goes into it x squared plus 6 times. And that is going to be multiplied by the numerator. The kind of watch me. How many times can x squared plus 6 go into all of this?
The x plus h squared plus 6.
Okay, all right, you see it. All right, and then now I have to remember my 1 over h. And then I'm going to say the limit as h tends to 0. Am I going to be working out the denominator?
No, sir, because you did say the denominator supposed to.
Good. I said no. No work, no denominator. Let the denominator mind its own business. It's drinking water. It's minding its own business.
Okay.
Don't interfere with it. The only thing you are interested in is to work out the numerator. Sir, why? Since we live in the denominator, why we have to work out the numerator? Because this h is in the denominator and it has to be cancelled out with something in the numerator. That is the only reason we are working with the numerator.
Okay, sir.
Because we want to be able to cancel out the h, this h. Remember, this h is in the denominator. Talk truth.
Yes, sir.
So while we're simplifying the numerator, it is to be able to cancel out this h here. We will never, ever try to tackle on the denominator.
Question, sir. Can I write that in my working out to say that I'm doing this now to cancel out the h?
Do it. If it makes you understand it more, do it. I don't have a problem. Putting something like that on the exam paper make me know so you understand the stuff. So you get favor in marking this stuff. So if you make a mistake, they're saying, no, the student understand this. You get a follow-through mark if you make a mistake. Yeah. All right, let's go. 1 times x squared. Oh. Let me say 1. X squared plus 6 minus x plus h all squared is x squared plus 2xh plus h squared plus 6. Everybody, so I get that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Rockstone, this is actually something. If you're not seeing it, it means that you weren't following it from a long time. You remember, do you agree with me now that this x plus h all squared is going to pop up in many of the questions? So you're supposed to know what the factorization is?
Yes, sir. Can't forget that.
Can't avoid seeing it again, sir.
All right, good job. Me like when me talk on a listen. Squared plus 6. I'm using my square brackets because I have multiple brackets. And this is going to be x squared plus 6. All right, work with me now. Kind of look a little big maths-ish. I'm going to distribute now. 1 times x squared is x squared. 1 times positive 6 is positive 6. And then 1 times negative x squared, rubbishness. Negative 1 times x squared is...
Sir, please plug in your laptop so you're not dead, please.
You know, plug in, man. I just plug it in.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Papa. Appreciate it. So negative 1, and remember that there's a negative 1 right here, so yeah, that's a little reminder here. So that negative 1 times x squared is negative x squared. Negative 1 times 2xh is going to be negative 2xh. Negative 1 times 8 squared is going to be negative 8 squared. And then this negative 1 times that 6 is going to be negative 6. And then, well, let me just check it out. Negative x squared, negative 2x squared, negative 8 squared, but negative 6, correct. And then my denominator is going to remain the same. X plus h all squared plus 6 in my square parentheses, x squared plus 6, and that is 1 over h. Watch this magic now. This x squared cancels with that x squared. That positive 6 cancels with this negative 6. So I am left with only h's in my numerator. That's where I want to go. So right about now, me at the exam, I do my question. I mean, feel nice because the question is looking, you don't know if you tried it, you know, but it is looking how it is that I want it to look. So I'm going to say, yo, factor out of h into negative 2x minus h. What's it, look? Yeah. And all over x plus.
Oh yeah. Okay, you just jumped right ahead. Okay.
Right. So I didn't write that extra line I normally write.
I will want to for that, right?
Yeah, it's fine. It's just that when I do it because I want you to see what is happening here. That's why I use a different color when I'm canceling the stuff so that you can see what it is that I'm doing. Watch me now. All of that is 1 over h. Here goes the cancellation again in a different color. This h in the denominator cancels with this h in the numerator. Remember, you can only cancel beside a multiplication sign. You can't cancel beside a minus or subtraction sign. So I am now able to cancel that h. I'm now able to cancel that h. So guess what? I can now go ahead. Once I've canceled. Say it again, Pops.
And do the substitution?
Absolutely. You see, once I cancel the h, it is at that time I do the substitution. Not before. Because if I do it before, I'm going to get indeterminate. Because this h in the denominator is going to give me 0, don't it?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. From the question start.
From the question, here you go, 90. From the question start. So h tends to 0 now. Watch this. Negative 2x minus 0 all over, boom, x plus 0 all squared plus 6 all over x squared plus 6. That gives me negative 2x over x squared plus 6, talk truth, times x squared plus
6.
So the limit
would be x squared plus 6 squared.
Very good. No, okay. X squared plus 6, all squared. Say all squared.
All squared, sorry, all squared. Yes.
Right. Good. So all of that now is going to become that over x squared plus 6 all squared. And the limit of that constant is going to be the constant itself. And the answer is going to be negative 2x all over x squared plus 6 all squared.
I don't know if this is too much, sir, but if we can find one more, just to run through it one more time, I think it'll stick.
Yes, sir. I'd like for you to just scroll up. All right, great. Because I was just paying attention instead of writing at the same time. So, but this looks a lot better now. I understand it more now.
We can do one more question like it, sir, just to make it stick, because it almost set. We just need to make it stay in the oven for like one more time.
No problem, sir.
I'll tell you which part me lose it, sir.
Mm-hmm.
You said I work it out a while ago. I remind me say I have a negative 1, right? That's all. For the f of x.
Right here, sir.
Right, that's all, sir. I said, jeez. No, I never remember it.
No, man. If you just come to class and follow my instructions, I teach the way I would have wanted to be taught. That's also honest truth. I teach the way I wanted to have been taught, and if you just follow my instructions, I guarantee you there's no way. And I don't care if you like maths. That's not my concern. I start from scratch, and I give you the stuff. Just come do it. You're more perfect. All right. Can you find another?
Yes, sir. It's one that we worked before, but I just want the concept to stick. It's the concept I'm trying to make sure I remember. So I can tell you it.
Which one is that?
Differentiate. This is very similar. Differentiate 2 over 2x plus 1 using first principles. It was the example you had originally showed us. Or you want a different one?
I'm gonna find a different one and give to you.
Okay, so
1 over x squared minus 3.
one over x squared minus 3.
One over x squared minus 3. All right, do me a favor. I'm going to write it.
Find one with tricky, sir, so we can see it apply in a trickier situation.
Oh, you want me to find it? Oh, but I was going to do the one that was suggested just now. 1 over x squared. 1
Minus
over
3?
Yeah.
But that's not similar to this. Okay.
Yeah, which is true. That's kind of similar.
I wanted one that had like
All right. Take 2 minutes. Take 2 minutes and find one, please. I'm coming.
Okay.
Me never find no more on the paper, so.
Yeah, that's my thing. Oh, no, me never start that yet.
All right, minds are made up. What say you? What's the question?
Still trying to find one. Not seen any on the past papers we have.
All right, let me. I see somebody put something a while ago, differentiate. Two over that from first principles. We got this question from whoever it was. Was the CCC paper?
No, sir.
All right, yeah. All right. Let me just. It can work, but it's very similar to the one that we just did a while ago. So let me get one.
I want one that have the
variable in the numerator as well.
Yes.
All right. Let me just find one. I have. Hoping that I have. Teaching. While I look for it, are we okay? I'm recognizing there are some people in the class that I don't hear your voice from even start. Sir Evan, can I hear from you? You know, need to hear from you. Rachel, I'm not hearing from you either. Roger, you're silent too.
Oh, I'm here, sir.
I want to be
Oh,
more
sir, I'm good. I'm good for the most part, sir.
Okay.
I'm just waiting on the second example to get it solidified.
Cool. Which one I gave you? I gave you the 5x minus 1 over the 2x plus 3. That's what I did.
Repeat it again, sir.
5x minus 1 over 2x plus 3. That's what I gave you.
Sorry, I'll melt by the picture to see it. Scroll back up. Where is it? Which group did we share it in, guys?
Yes, sir. You already give me that one. 5x minus 1 over 2x plus 3.
All right. So clearly I didn't write another one. Let me just make up one right now on the spot. And I'm gonna just make up one right on the spot. We are good like that. So let us x over 2x plus 1. It's a little easier. Why, sir? How you know that? Because I don't have any square terms in it. I don't know what they're going to give you. I've given you one up top here with a square term, I think. Yeah, square term here. 1 over x squared plus 6. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna complicate it again, put x squared over 2x plus 1. And we're using the first principles. So it's gonna be the limit as h tends to 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. Are you all with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it's going to be the limit as h tends to 0 of x plus h all squared over Rockstone 2 times x plus h plus 1 minus f of x, which is x squared over 2x plus 1 times 1 over h.
Yes, sir. The question like this really one.
Wow. Why would I give myself such a question to do? But anyway, it's not that. Let's not get frightened.
So you see, if you understand it using this, then should be
You
good
go
on
to
the
yeah, man.
But then it
What I want you to do is to follow the procedure, follow what it is that I'm doing, follow my methodology. For me, please.
Okay, fine.
Sir, sound muffled, sir.
Okay, no man, I'm not muffled. I'm right here. Right here. Okay, so let's go. So now we're going to be finding the LCM. Note the steps, you know. We're going to substitute x plus h. Now what we're doing is finding LCM. So it's going to be the limit as h tends to 0 of what's the LCM?
2x plus h plus 1
times 2x
and 2x plus 1.
Good job. The camera, see no pop up?
Yes, sir, I was talking in the meantime.
Yeah, man, good. So how many times can 2 times x plus h plus 1 go into the denominator?
So that'll be 1 times 2x plus 1.
Not 1 time, but
2x
2x plus 1
X
times
plus h squared.
Right, so it's going to be x plus h all squared
Times 2x
times 2x plus 1.
plus 8.
Right, minus, how many times can 1 over h here, before I forget it. How many times can 2x plus 1 go into the denominator?
2h
Wait. X squared.
x squared.
X squared first and then the 2.
The
Yeah.
2 times x plus h plus 1.
Oh.
And that's minus, right, sir?
Yeah. I just needed some more space, so. Agreed?
And then that's all times 1 over h.
All times 1 over h. And now, what's my next step?
The next step now is to, what's the terminology you use now, lad? You start do the multiplication. So you multiply x plus h squared times the 2x plus 1. But I would suggest solving for the x plus h squared first, which is going to be x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. As h tends to 0, it's going to be x squared plus x squared.
Are you okay with what I just wrote up?
You sound faster, what are you saying?
No, man, I'm saying, I don't what But I'm saying to you, are you okay with what I wrote right here? Right here.
Yes, yeah. That sir we get. That part is not the part.
So
It's the
what
part
is
of it that keeps messing.
you see the term what I'm using? I'm simplifying the numerator.
Numerator, okay.
All right.
Numerator.
So this is going to be 2x plus 2h. 2x plus 2h. plus 1 all over.
Wait. Sir.
Wait, yes, sir. X plus
okay.
h all squared.
Oh, I see the problem. I see what media get.
Right, but for those of you who may not be following so far, it's a lot of work. Christian, I don't like Chris silent. This x plus and log onto this x plus h all squared is the same thing as x squared plus 2xh plus h squared times this 2x plus 1. This minus is this, and this x squared is that. This 2 times x plus h is the same thing as 2x plus 2h. And the plus 1 here is this plus 1. Follow me? Háblame. Go and get
Yes,
this.
sir. Following.
Okay.
Just writing it down. Come have to rewrite it because I didn't have enough space to write the times 1 over h. So that's what I'm doing now.
I still must trouble the denominator, right? Sir?
Never.
At the denominator, drink it water, man. It business.
Make it drink it water, man its own business. All right, so watch me now. Limit as h tends. So I'm simplifying the numerator. I'm gonna distribute now. distribuT. I'm gonna distribute some whole heap of something now. So watch me now. Low, whoa. Don't write. Don't look on the one. Remember, I'm gonna send this to left hand now, and then he's gonna post it in the group. Watch
I know,
it.
sir, but when I write it, I also understand.
I figure. Watch this step and then a pause, and then you can write. I don't want you to write while I'm doing this one, but this one is ouch.
Okay.
Watch me. All of you, please. And I like obedient students. I want you to see this. X squared times 2x is going to give me 2x cubed. First, we're doing one and getting a cube in there. So x squared, this x squared times 2x is 2x cubed. X squared times 1 is x squared. I have used this x squared and distribute over this parenthesis already. Now I'm going to move to this one, 2xh. 2xh times 2x is going to give me what?
2x squared h.
4x.
It's 4x
Sorry,
squared h.
4x squared h. Sorry.
4x squared h. Good. Plus 4.
Plus what?
Two xh times a 2xh, 2 times 2 is 4, x times x is x squared, and the lonesome h goes back. So 2xh times 2x is going to give me 4x squared h. See that?
Yes, sir.
2xh times 1 is 2xh. Now that I've used my 2xh to distribute over this parenthesis, I now need to do the same thing with h squared. H squared times 2x is 2x h squared. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
And h squared times 1 is h squared.
Yes, sir.
Now, watch me now. X squared, negative x squared, times 2x is negative 2x cubed. Talk truth.
Yes, sir.
Negative x squared times 2h is negative 2x squared h. Don't.
Yes, sir. Oh, okay.
And negative x squared times 1 is a negative x squared.
Yes, sir.
Am I done?
No, you need to draw the line, put the
No,
other
I
one.
mean, done with the numerator?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Well, you're not finished yet, sir, because now then you go check out.
No, I'm done. No, but when I said, am I done? Am I done working the numerator?
Yes. You can pause here so let me write this down quick.
No, man, I am going to pause, you know. I'm gonna pause. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna pause to give you a chance. Somebody saying something?
No, sir.
All right. Do this stuff. I give you 2 minutes. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Sir, if they ever give it a question here, I should see no less than 10 marks on it. You hear, sir?
12 marks, Tigger, 12 marks.
Oh, yeah, 12 marks. Yeah, that's all more appropriate. That is true.
I can just give it the whole 30 marks.
No. Yeah, ask too much this one. Sir, we can go with it. We're gonna finish your question.
Because when they tell me foolishness, so they didn't tell me foolishness, so that can't make no sense. But no, but I believe you guys are getting better at it though. The ones that are speaking to me, that is. The ones that are speaking to me, I know you guys are getting it. And as I said before, as soon as I'm finished with this document, I will definitely do this stuff. I'm gonna give you a few minutes to just look at it and then we'll come back. So continue writing. And as you write, I don't want you to just copy it and just write it. I want you to write and write with explanation. I mean, understanding. All right, good.
Sir, we finish it too.
Keep quiet, please. Make sure so we can get you fully.
All right, then. All right, all right, all right. All right, all right. I'll give you 2 more minutes.
Sir, you have a typo.
Where is that?
It's supposed to be 4x cubed h, not squared.
I put that there to see if you're paying attention. Thanks for picking it up. But then again, no. How you get the 4x cubed h near to do?
Where do you go?
Because everything looks like it cancel out nicely for me. Negative 2x cubed minus 2x cubed.
Everything I can split up is the 4x squared h.
This one?
Yes.
2 xh times 2xh is 4x squared
Oh,
h.
yes, sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, man.
You're correct. I think, what am I doing with the cube? Okay, never mind.
Always stay. We can't go back now, or is it right?
You can go back, sir. We can, well, I don't know for anybody else, but we reached the point where we did the canceling out, and now we're taking out the age, we're factoring out the age
Right.
out of it, and I don't even know if I'm doing it correctly.
All right. So let me see now. So we're at a stage now where we're canceling. This here cancels with this.
Yes.
2x squared h cancels with that. This cancels with that. You know, one of the things that I'm going to reinforce. Remember I said that when you cook in the food, you put your seasoning in.
Wait, sir. Sir, 1 second. 2x h squared cancels out the 2x squared h?
Sir, that's not right.
No, hold on. What did I do? I canceled this with that?
Yes.
No. Hold on. Something right. Hold on. This times this gives me this. This times this gives me this. This times this is 4x squared h squared. This time this is 2x squared. H times 2 is 2x squared. It's 2x squared. H and then x squared times 2x is negative 2x cubed. That good. And negative 2x squared h.
And then x squared. So they
Oh no, this is not supposed to cancel out.
No, sir, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, that not cancel out. No, man.
The one is supposed to cancel, sir.
Yeah, that not cancel out, man.
2x cubed
and
x squared.
X squared,
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Because that's what I was saying to you. You put in the seasoning and you take it out. So you say the seasoning here is only the one with the X. You see it? Only the one with the X. This not supposed to cancel.
No, sir.
That's supposed to cancel. Right. So it's only the one with the seasoning, the one with the original stuff, the X and the X. the x and the x. You notice there is no h there that is going to do the stuff. So what is going to happen now is us writing
4x squared h plus 2x h squared plus 8 squared. You hear me, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah.
H tends to 0 of 4x squared h
plus 2xh plus 2xh squared
plus h squared
minus 2x squared h over open square bracket 2 open bracket x plus h close bracket plus 1 close big bracket open new big bracket 2x plus 1 and then put that in curly brace times
Okay.
1.
Very nice. I thought you were going to leave that one out. Very nice. And then what do I do next now?
No, you need to is factor, you call it, factor out the h in the numerator. And that's going to be limit of h as it approaches 0, h open bracket 4x squared plus 2x plus 2xh plus h minus 2x squared all over the denominator. And then you put the curly brace with the 1 over h, and then you can cancel the denominator of the 1 over h with the numerator h that you factorize. And then now we can substitute. Oh, you're waiting on me, sir? Oh, then we're going to substitute.
Go ahead. I'm listening
The
to you. Go
direct
ahead.
substitute, well, it's going to, well, you write it out. Then we're going to write out, you want to write it out or you just want to do the direct substitution directly?
Direct substitution here.
Okay, so that's going to be 4x squared plus 2x plus 2x times 0 plus 0 minus 2x squared, and then the denominator is going to be open bracket 2x plus 0 plus 1 open bracket 2x plus 1. So the limit as h plus 0 is going to be 4x squared plus 2x plus minus 2x squared all over
2x plus 1 bracket
2x plus 1 bracket 2x plus 1. And therefore, the limit of h. Now a simplification to do? Oh, yes.
4x squared plus 2x minus 2x squared divided by 2x plus 1 squared.
There's something else you can do first.
It is going to be 2x squared plus 2x in the denominator.
In numerator.
In the numerator, sorry. And then over 2x plus 1 all squared. So therefore the limit as h tends to 0 of 2x squared plus 2x over 2x plus 1 all squared.
One minute there. 1 minute there. 1 minute. 1 minute.
Oh.
Can I factor out something in the numerator? What can I factor to the numerator?
2x.
What can I factor? 2x?
2x, yeah.
And what I have left?
You are going to have 1 all squared, which is 1.
No, say x.
Plus 1.
Oh, x, sorry, x.
X plus 1, don't?
Yes.
All right. So you notice if I'm just pausing here to show you something new. So if I factor all the 2x in the numerator, I'll have 2x times x plus 1. Sometimes when you get the question, you have to pay attention in the numerator or pay attention to the numerator, because sometimes the numerator can be factorized to cancel something in the denominator. You soon see some questions like this coming up. Let me say it again. You have to be careful sometimes. And it's not, you may not see it in the first principles, but for sure the next topic I'm moving into, sometimes the numerator can be factorized. And when you factorize the numerator, you'll be able to cancel something into the denominator. I'm going to leave this here in red to show you that when you factorize the numerator here, there's nothing that you can cancel out into the denominator, because you know this is x plus 1, or recognize this is x plus 1, but this is 2x plus 1. So there are two different things. But sometimes when you factorize the numerator, you will be able to cancel out one of the factors of the denominator. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
All right. But it doesn't work in this case, but I'm going to leave it in red, you know, for something just to for you to see what it is that going to happen. So yes, we can go now to say the limit as h tends to 0 of 2x squared plus 2x. I'm not even, matter of fact.
Oh, okay. Sorry, you kind of confused me there so a while ago.
No, but as a matter of fact, because I'm going to leave it at that. So the matter of fact, the limit as 2x times x plus 1 all over 2x plus 1 all squared is going to be equals to 2x times x plus 1 over 2x plus 1 all squared. So I'm going to leave it like that for the answer, because we normally leave our answer as a simplified form, and the numerator you recognize can be factorized. So I'm going to factorize my numerator to give me the answer that I have. So if the numerator could have been divided into the denominator, we would have gone ahead and done it. But since it can't be divided into it, I just leave my answer as that. Remember, we always leave our answer as a simplified form. So we're going to simplify our answer. We'll always leave our answer as a simplified form. So we're going to simplify our answer.
Yes, sir.
How we feel?
The last part, I had me a little shaky there, but everything else before then, I understood.
Yeah. So if you follow the steps, what I attempted to do is to write what it is that we're doing at different points. You can do that. So it is that when you're studying, you can say, okay, this is what I need to do first, this is what I need to do the second, this is what I need to do the third. So it is that you can have the information for yourself. Yeah. So it is that you can be able to reproduce it when
the only question I have, sir, can you tell the invigilator or the examination manager for this exam to carry a lot of extra paper, because this question alone took up 2 pages more. Like,
and you don't see nothing yet. You don't see nothing yet.
But the booklet bigger.
Say it again?
The booklet is bigger than our regular books.
Yeah.
Me still ask the extra page, me I promise you that.
And when I go to some topics, you're gonna even need use more pages for the solution to the upper question.
Yes, sir. I've seen maths it take up all 3-4 pages.
Yeah, man. So when I move to things called stationary points, which is going to be like the first question on the paper. Sometimes you don't get the first question, but that question is a 30-mark question that, listen to me now, every one of you must go for that question. The topic is not hard. You're just going to study the topic. You're going to the exam and do the question. Boom, you get the 30 marks to put on. You know, when I was going to school, you know, and I know when I'm preparing for either A-levels or even at the university preparing for exams, I know the must-have questions that will come on the paper. Or when I don't like it, I study it. And I'm going to go in there because those are big mark questions. I'm going to get my big marks. You're going to get a question for 30 marks. Don't play with it. Understand what to do. Know how to do it. Love it up. inside out, and I'm telling you, you're going to the exam and you box it off. So somebody was asking, Mason, you're saying that 120 minutes. If you understand that topic, that question can be done in 20 minutes. In 20 minutes, you can get 30 marks. It means that you have an hour, no, lie. You have, I'd say take 30 minutes to beat this. 30 minutes. It means that they have another hour and a half to do 20 multiple choice questions and another question. So,
two questions, sir.
Say it again?
What?
Section B, sir?
2 questions from section B, yeah.
Oh, good.
They talk it easy, sir, but remember, so some of them multiple choice, you have to work to forget the right answer still.
Brethren, do me a favor. Work the multiple choice question last. Only 20 marks you can get to the multiple choice, or 60 marks to get to section B. I'm going to teach you how to answer your exam. When you go into these exams, the section B carries a lot of the marks. The multiple choice is supposed to be no more than a minute and a half. If you're spending more than a minute and a half of the question for the multiple choice question, leave it alone. What you should do is to spend no more than 30 minutes for the multiple choice for 20 questions. A minute and a half times 20 gives you 30. So it's 30 minutes of that. And then you're going to have an hour and 30 minutes left. You should spend 45 minutes per question in section B. So I'm
Sir,
saying to you,
I always do section B first.
Absolutely.
You
Get
can't
those big marks out of the way
you can't
first.
easily the more the multiple choice.
Get the big marks out of the way first. You're going to the exam this end of semester, and you can do the big boy and get him out of the way. 30 marks. You put on 30 marks right there. So you know you have your 30 marks, and say you punker with the other question, I get 15 marks. That's 45 marks out of 60. And then you go into the exam, boom, and say you get 10 out of 20. That's 55 marks out of 50. You must pass the exam. 55 marks out of 60. I mean, out of 80, that would be. That's a 69%.
But sir, yeah, we are worried now, sir.
Where comes?
The Edica saw something, sir.
Brethren, you know, so we're going to be focused. We're going to be focused. And the focus that we're focusing on is completing this stuff. I have 24 minutes to do. Don't worry, man. When I tell you don't worry, you'll be fine.
All right,
I know,
sir.
you'll be fine. All right. All right. I'm gonna press pause on this. I'm pressing pause on this. 20 marks can save lives. I agree with you. 100% at that too. All right.
20 marks for that question, sir.
No. The more I was saying 20 marks can save lives. So my tell me, so me agree.
Yeah, but 30 marks we prevent the danger. The 30 marks question first.
Real talk. Realer talk. All right. I'm going to introduce. Let me just tell you now. I'm running a little bit behind because I decided that I'm going to use these couple of minutes. Well, not couple of minutes. These 2 hours to just spend some time with you to just concretize some areas. I don't regret it, but there's going to come a time and I'm going to say to you that, guys, we can't leave at 8 o'clock. We may have to go up until 9 or 9:30, so I can get back sometime. So,
sir, that's
can
perfectly
we
fine.
do the extra time where you have the second half, because that may interfere with classes that we have afterwards at 8.
You don't have a class tonight? You have a class after class tonight?
Yes, we have web development.
Serious?
Yes.
Rockstone, after me done plan for my little time, extra time, you don't know? That's not safe. Which class you have? Is that 1 hour class?
Yes.
Which class is that?
Web development 3.
Oh, all right. Yeah, but we can do that. We can go to, who teaches that class?
Mr. Parchment.
Oh, doing Parchment. All right. So maybe what I'll do, when I feel like I want to do that, I may ask her, providing that you don't have another class before, I may ask her to just take the first session, and then I just take it from 7 to whenever.
It's a self
The self-paced.
self-paced session, but we use it, we have worksheets and assignments to complete in it.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So he more than likely would have
He's not in the class usually. So if you said that, you can just send an email or so, and we'll do it at the 5 to something, and then you're free afterwards.
which is the point I'm making, right? So you can do the 5 to 6 with his stuff, and then we go from 6 to 9 and 9:30 we do the stuff, and yeah, so that is perfectly fine. Normally what I do with my students is I would normally have a 5 to 7, 7 to 9, and then we always go from 7 to 10 in order to get that extra hour. But this year they decided to put the 3 hours on a Friday. I don't like the 3 hours on a Friday, but it's soon finished. So let's hope they change it for the second semester. All right. I'm trying to send something to you all. All right. Seeing that you're in class, I won't give Lecarno any trouble.
If I saw me, I sent to me email, sir, double screen me up, so.
Oh, okay. Because what I just did, the notes that I did in class just now, I placed it in the chat.
All right, could I just email, sir, because a double screen me I use, sir, so I couldn't.
So I could be, all right, so let me send it nonetheless, you know why? Because I want you to be able to have everything in one place. So for those of you who want a one-stop shop, you can just download it. Oh crap. You can download it from the chat just now.
Sir, is a screenshot of the question I sent, not the solution.
It's not a solution. You sure?
Yes, sir.
Right, hold on.
The screenshot. Just send it to me. It's only the solution to my email, so can't do it. No.
Yeah, you will share it in WhatsApp and then share it in the chat.
Okay. If only I can get into my email, because it just logged me out and it just not taking. Oh Lord and Father, you get a plan.
You get that registered too, sir?
Clearly I've been registered. Let me see if I. You know what? I don't want to put in my password another time because I don't want to. I'm gonna make a couple minutes pass first before. Strange. Why did I find my editor? Okay. All right. There you go. Lecarno, do me a favor. I can't get into my email just yet. I don't want to be locked out of it. Although I am.
Yeah, so my finger them quick, sir. So we download it already.
Right, download it, and then now you can send yourself to yourself. So at least in the event that a student is asking for the stuff, you can, you can normally send the stuff in one thread. So at least you have the information together. So maybe you can just send this to yourself, please. So at least you have it in the same thread. All right, so you have the notes from tonight.
Yes, sir.
Say it again, Pops.
Going to be in my OneDrive.
Oh yeah. Good job.
I was uploading OneDrive.
Right.
It's also.
And Tika drop it in the group, so.
Okay, nice. Responsible group. Well, as per usual. Alrighty then. We have 20 minutes, 18 minutes. Let me do a quick share. We're gonna have some grown-up conversation. So if any kids are PG-13, you may exit the room now, because this is where big people have conversations. We're on to unit 3, differentiation. Now, differentiation, we're not on first principles anymore. We'll graduate to big people conversation. This is where we're going to be given differentiation of many types, and you now have to decide which of the methods to use. the chain rule, the product rule, the quotient rule, the power rule. So you will have to decide which of the methods is going to be best suited to evaluate the question or questions. All right. Normally, what they do sometimes in the exam is to give you like a 50-mark worth of differentiation and then a 50-mark worth of integration question. Right. So where we are just now, what all of what we did, all of what it is that we did earlier was preparation for these big boys coming up.
Really, that's sir.
Yeah, man. Because this is calculus one just start. I gave you the preparatory work to get you to this stage. So here what it says. We're going to look at some rules, and I'm going to start with the chain rule. And I may not even write on my tablet now because I want you to see exactly what is happening. Normally we give a function, y is equal to x to the n. So we give a function y in terms of x. We give a function y in terms of x. Now this x is going to be x to the n. Some term with a power. Now when I'm differentiating, I'm going to be finding dy by dx. I'm differentiating y with respect to x. It's going to be dy by dx. Now watch it. What is going to happen when I'm differentiating is that my power is going to become my coefficient, and then I'm going to reduce the power by 1. So the power becomes a coefficient, and then I reduce the power by 1. So watch it again. Y is equal to x to the n. Therefore, dy by dx is going to be equal to n x to the n minus 1. All right? So remember, when you're differentiating, you are reducing. When you're differentiating, you are reducing. So y is equal to x to the n. Y is equal to x to the n. So therefore, dy by dx is going to be equal to this n is going to run down right here, so in front of this x. And then we're going to reduce this power by 1. Now, I'm going to talk about some nomenclature. Nomenclature is also naming of different stuff, right? So we're going to name something. Sometimes, you know, f of x is equal to y. Some students will say to me, sir, terminal like f of x. What is wrong with f of x that you don't like? F of x is just a name. F of x is really y. G of x is really y. It's just a function. It's just a name. So just like how Tahim and Lecarno and you name it. It's just a name, right? So if the function is not given in terms of y, but it is given in terms of f of x, when I'm finding the first derivative, it's going to be f dash of x. F dash of x. This single dash is telling me that it's the first derivative. If the function is given in y, just like up here, so the first derivative is going to be dy by dx. See right here, so dy by dx. Your syllabus says you're going to be required to do the first differential. You're going to be required to do the second differential. And guess what? You're also going to be required to go up to the third differential. So watch me now. If I am going to be finding the second differential, it's going to be f double dash of x. If I'm using f of x as my term. Now mark you, if I'm using g of x, it will be g dash of x and g double dash of x. If I'm using h of x, it will be h dash of x and h double dash of x. And then if I'm using y, instead of the second derivative is going to be d squared y by dx squared. D squared y by dx squared. And because I said to you that we can go up to the third differential for your stuff, the third differential will be f triple dash of x, and the third differential in terms of y will be d cubed y over dx cubed. You're not required to go any higher than the third. All right? Any questions so far?
Can you go back up to the rule? All right. So you said y equals x to the power of n, and that's going to be the same of dy over dx, which equals to n becoming the constant. of x raised to the power of n
And
minus
becoming the coefficient.
the coefficient, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
N becoming the coefficient of x raised to the power of n minus 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then now for the derivative of f of x equals y, because f of x is y, it's going
Right.
to be it's going to be f1 dash x equals d. Okay, now I get it. Now
For the
it
first derivative.
yes, so
So
basically
this is a nomenclature for the first derivative and the nomenclature for the second derivative. All right.
So basically what you're just doing in that is for the numerator, it's how I'm understanding it is d to the power 1 times y over dx to the power 1.
Right.
And then you just count down.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. So for example, if I say y is equal to 3x cubed, when I find dy by dx, what do I get? Based on what you just said a while ago. What dy by dx going to be?
It is going to be 3x raised to the power 3 minus 1.
And what is 3 minus 1?
2. So 3x squared.
Everybody agrees?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Logan, Christian, Mason, not too silent.
Looking and getting it, sir. Still observe.
Yes. So y cube is equal. Lekana, you good?
Yes, sir, so much.
No, okay.
Brain-
What you're not seeing?
Observe.
You're not seeing something what you're not seeing.
No, sir, I don't like me to see it, but brain tired, I know, sir.
Well, guess what? We have 10 more minutes, so continue exercising it.
Wait, sir. I
Let's
think
go on.
I think you might need to run it back for me.
So what I'm
Yeah,
saying
you
to
might
you,
need to
the rule says, Jamal, y is equal to x to the n. The rule says y is equal to x to the n. Therefore, dy by dx is going to be equal to n. The power becomes a coefficient, and you're reducing the power by 1. The power becomes a coefficient, and the power is going to be reduced by 1. So you're going to dy by dx is the rate of change of y with respect to x. Once you see dy by dx, we're talking about differentiation. Once you see dy by dx, we're talking about differentiation. So this is going to become n x to the n minus 1. N x to the n minus 1.
So anything with that is the power, you just put it at the front of the x and then take away 1 from the power.
Same so. Watch
Okay.
this. Y equals x cubed. Dy by dx is going to be this 3 comes in front of here, so see it right here, so. And reduce the power by 1. X to the 3 minus 1. It is 3 minus 1 squared, which is 3 minus 1 equals 2.
We have to write the like that, right, sir? And then write the answer to get the full
To be
mark?
honest with you, you see this line in blue?
Yeah.
I am only putting it there until you guys understand the topic, because what I expect is to move from here straight down to here.
Okay, sir.
Now, this time I can tell you, you're supposed to move from here, so me no want to see this, but I want to see it now, because you're now learning the stuff. But I would tell you when I want you to drop it, because I'm expecting you to move from here down to there. Let us look at this example now. Y is equals to negative 3x squared minus 2x minus 3. Go ahead and find dy by dx for me, please.
We already have coefficients.
So, did you have a coefficient? Did you have a coefficient in front of this?
Yes, they have, yes, sorry. Say multiply. Sorry.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, so that's going to be negative 6x minus negative 2x minus negative 3x to the power 0.
And what is 3x to the power 0?
Negative.
Yeah. Really?
0, 0, sorry,
No, no. What is x to the 0?
1.
Okay.
Which is into the negative 0.
All right. So so the first part was correct. Look at this, guys. Let me just rewrite this thing and show you something here. Let me rewrite something and show you. This negative 3x squared is as is. This minus 2x is minus 2x to the first power. Can you agree that minus 2x to the first power is the same thing as minus 2x?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir.
You see this constant? This lonely something outside here is really x to the 0 power. And how you know that, sir? X squared, x to the first, and then x to the 0. You see that?
Yes, sir.
All right, watch me now. If I'm differentiating, this 0 is supposed to multiply by this 3 down.
Yes.
And when I multiply 0 by anything, I get
0.
Good. So here my story right here. So now, the differential of a constant is equal to 0 every single time. The differential of a constant is equal to 0. So when you see one number stand up by itself,
Sir, you can make that note, little note on this for us. Oh, never mind. Okay.
look come prepared in a papa.
Okay, so negative 6, negative 2.
Great, Mr. Shan.
Yes, please, sir. Go ahead for me.
Just a
No, sir,
compliment,
no,
sir.
I dig you. Say, you're a great man.
I'm not hearing you. Say it again, papa.
Just a compliment, sir.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear it at all. You went in and out for me. What were you saying, Taxter?
So just beginning up, I say, you're a great man.
All right. I was laughing in class earlier because I remember you said that I'm improving. So, I started laughing and I said, oh boy, make sure you get to an A for the course, or else I'm going to slap you silly. All right. Yeah, man. But yeah, what I said, as I said before, I tried to teach how I would have wanted to be taught. So let's go. This negative 3x to the 0 is showing you that when I multiply 0 by negative 3, I'm going to get 0. So right here is a rule. Please note, the differential of a constant is equal to 0 every single time. But sir, why didn't you just go ahead and write x to the 0 here for the constant? You should know that anything raised to the power 0 is 1. So I don't have to write this x to the 0. When you see a constant sit down by itself, you're supposed to know says that x to the 0 side of it. All right? So now we know that this piece here is going to go to 0. Boom. See it right here, so? So what we're doing is multiplying this 2 by this negative 3 to give me negative 6. I'm reducing this by 1. So it's going to be x 2 minus 1. This is raised to the first power. So it's going to be 1 times negative 2. It's going to be negative 2 to the x 1 minus 1. Watch this. 1 minus 1 is going to be equals to 0. Anything raised to the power 0 is 1. So this is just going to be negative 2. Boom. And this is negative 6. 2 minus 1 is 1. So it's just going to be negative 6x minus 2. So differentiating this, all of what we have here, so at some point in time is going to go, only because I'm teaching you this, why I'm putting all of these nice garnish on the plate. When we're there, we don't eat with knife and fork all the time. We grab one spoon and inhale the food. All right? That's what we're doing right here. So now, watch me. Let's move from here now and jump directly to here. Y is equals to negative 3x squared minus 2x minus 3. Watch me. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. See it right here, so? And I'm reducing this 2 by 1, so I'm going to have x to the first. See it right here, so? I'm differentiating this. This is to the first power. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. 1 minus 1 is 0. Anything raised to the power 0 is 1, so it's just negative 2. I'm going to not check this because it's a constant. When I differentiate it, I get 0. That's it for tonight. Look at that example and tell me that you're seeing it. If not, Let me hear what is happening to you.
Based on this, sir, for each of the variables after the y, you're supposed to work it out individually,
Yes, sir.
and then you cancel whatever needs to cancel, and you get the final.
Yes, sir. I guarantee you, you will like this part of it. This is actually the nicest part for me to teach.
Where you don't have to factorize?
Sometimes you do. Sometimes you do. Sometimes I have to factor. Yeah, man, factorization when they carry right through calculus 1. Everything in calculus 1, we're gonna have some factorization in there.
I thought about years, sir.
No. We're not going to factorize here. So no. Oh, right here, so no man, no, we're just gonna leave that as an answer right here. So.
Just do this, sir.
Yeah. We're not gonna factorize this. So. We're gonna leave it right this.
So that is the answer. So that would have been the total math. Sir, why that topic sound like it will come in at the multiple choice?
Maybe told you. You're gonna have
multiple choice.
And let me just tell you something here, guys. If you don't know how to differentiate, okay, hypothetically, somebody scrape through calculus 1 and get a C minus 50%. But you get the 50% and don't know how to differentiate and integrate, it's best if you don't do calculus 2, because you're going to steal calculus 2. Because calculus 2, we're expecting you that your differentiation and integration is on par. Because rubbishness. Calculus 2 is the application aspect of it. So you see everything that we learn here so now, when you reach calculus 2, you're going to be applying. So you have to make sure that you know how to differentiate, because say you scrape through and get a C minus and you don't know how to differentiate, you're going to have problems with calculus 2. Go them on.
So you're going to teach with calculus too? I know, I think we can learn from another teacher than you.
Well, who to tell? I may be down for calculus 2, but we have many others who can teach you calculus 2.
No, sir. No. You start teaching.
You don't start getting used to your teaching style. Don't do that. Sign up for it and let them know
Sir.
you're doing it.
Don't do only funny, sir. Just make sure you stay around for the next 2 years.
What you know?
Yes, no sudden leave in the next 6 months.
Well, we'll see what will happen. All right. So what is going to take place? I'm not even going to send this to you just yet, because this is just a teaser. I had a little bit of time after the stuff. It's just a teaser, and I want you to be able to do some revision over the weekend, students. I want you to be able to go through everything we've done since we've met in September, and I want you to go through the stuff. Trust me, you do this. What I sense from tonight's conversation is that there are a group of you that are working together and answering questions. If that is the case, I want you to continue in the same vein. You will be perfectly fine. You'll be perfectly fine. So just continue the same vein for me, and you'll be good. Big up on yourself. Have a good night.
Yes, sir. Have a blessed weekend.
You
Yes,
too.
sir.
All right, sir. Don't drink and drive.
Try not to.
All right, have a good night.
You too.